My bad, y'all. I ended up hitting the stop button by accident, and that was actually really good. So I'm not gonna start this over. I like that first part. Um, but yeah. So yeah, we need that clear, quick communication on the phone. Ain't no man, real man that's trying to really move forward in progress in life got time to be on the phone all day with another man. And yeah, I said another man because here's the deal. You know, I'm a man. I'm a straight male. I'm a heterosexual male. I like women. So yeah, I may be a little more lenient and how you say in talking to females on the phone. You you got friends that's got the nerve to complain about not talking to them and not answering the phone calls and not hearing from them. When I don't even talk to my mom on a regular basis like that. Whenever me and her do talk, don't get me wrong, we have good, nice, good long conversations. But my mom understands, and my mom understands, and I understand. It's one of those things. It's like this. Whenever I do, my mom is one person. Whenever she does call me, I'm gonna answer that phone. But she don't call me all the time, cause she don't need to talk to me all the time. Me and her have discussed this, you know. And my mom. She's a woman. So, and the same goes for her. Anytime I call her, she always answers the phone. So, but that's mom. You know what I'm saying? So, ain't nobody hearing that crap, man. Um, and if you got, you know, homeboys, friends and stuff like that on some needy bullshit like that, man, then check them, please. You need to definitely check them because they sound real weak talking like that. Now I understand if you got something serious going on, somebody died, you need somebody to talk to, something like that, whatever the case may be. But I'm not about to sit up here and listen to you complain about with your girlfriend or with your ex-girlfriend or with your ex-fiance or whatever, or what your job did. I'm not about to hear all that. No. Um, moving on. The comparing of lifestyles or life situations and whatnot. Um, you have a lot of cats out here who like to play this pity party thing, this competition of who had it worse and shit like that, or who has it worse, assuming that they know everything about your struggles and stripes, right? Okay. First of all, I owe you no explanations. You don't owe a motherfucker any explanations. First of all, let's get that out the way. Second of all, I I would probably rather slap you first than explain anything to you, especially if I got some serious things going on in my life that I need to handle that does not involve you. You can't even help me with it. So by you questioning me is only going to make things. I'm already touchy about the situation I got going on because it's important. So you questioning me about my business is going to anger me even further. Um, but yeah, people like to glorify and compare struggles and situations when it's not something that should be glorified. You know, when it comes to situations and family relationships and stuff like that. But I will say this, man. Like I said, hearing people complain about this girl or this boy, You got, and this goes on both sides of the spectrum. You know, you got you're female. You got your homegirls. You dude. You got your homeboys, and they complaining about, they girlfriend. Man, I can't believe she done this. Da 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 da. Whatever. And their life is, they at that time and moment, they seem like their life is so damn hard. There's people out there who don't they don't have their parents. They don't have a girlfriend. They either don't have none of their parents or got one of their parents, or their parents, their parents is in a situation where they may be sick or uh, unable and stuff like that, and need to be taken care of. You know, people with children, that's they're not happy with the stability of the situation with their children, and they're struggling and fighting to try and fix that. They may have some issues with the person that they have a child with, whether it's the baby daddy or the baby mama. And you got the nerve to sit up here and be complaining about something your girlfriend or your ex-girlfriend said, and you want to try and compare it to that person's issues. First of all, that's like I said, they owe you no explanation. The whole struggle was struggle, period. So the whole comparing of struggles and situations shouldn't even be, especially if this person is someone that you cool with. You know what I mean? But let's go ahead and 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 compare. If you since y'all like to push the issue and push the envelope and go down that road, let's go ahead and compare. All right, do you you can always get another man. If you're a female, you can always get another man. I mean, I'm just being real. Some people aren't just disposable. I'm not saying that, but the I'm just talking about real reality here. You can find another. You may not deserve to find another boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? If you're a chick, or a girlfriend if you're a dude, but you can. You only get one mother, one father, and you can't replace your children. Your children are so precious. It's a part of you. So, how dare you sit up here and try and push the issue on somebody who got shit like that going on because you having problems in your household or with your relationship. Absolutely not hearing it at all whatsoever. Absolutely not hearing it. Shit like that will, like, after so long, it makes somebody want to slap the crap out of you. I'm just saying. Um, Glorifying the struggle. People's upbringing, whether if it's good, it was a easy or good upbringing, or kind of bad or rough upbringing. It don't matter. What that person has attained, you don't know what that person's struggles was. If that person, yeah, that person may have a good upbringing and might have had, a lot of stuff coming up. He might have had a stable home and had both parents. But what if he was adopted? What if it's something that's struggling inside of him because he don't know who his real parents is? Maybe what if both of his parents died? You know what I'm saying? Or both of their parents died. Or was drug addicts, or whatever the case may be. You don't know. Just because he grew up in a nice home or whatever, a stable home, doesn't mean that he doesn't deserve what he has, what he or she has attained. Because the thing is once you get grown, you gotta do this shit on your own. And if you do what you gotta do is necessary to maintain what you have. And if you have support systems to help you, guess what? You have every right to use those support systems to help you out. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. You have to be You have to be living and maneuvering a certain way in order for those support systems to still be there for you. You can't be out here doing a whole bunch of dumb shit and expect people to help you. That means even your parents. You know what I'm saying? Whether they real or foster, your grandparents, whoever you got in your life, that is your support system that is helping you. I'm sorry, everybody has an opportunity to where someone wanted to be there for them and help them out. So I'm not hearing that. It's all about how you maneuver to keep those support systems in your corner. So, me personally, I have a mixture of both. I grew up in the hood, but I did get to go to college. People think, oh man, so you went to college that oh you had it good for some reason. No, let me tell you something. Me going to college, I didn't even really. It was just something I just did. Like I didn't know how less I had until I went to college and I seen what all these people had growing up. They showing me pictures of back home and stuff like that and and everything. Like they had their own rooms and stuff. I didn't have my own room. I slept on the couch at my house growing up. All most of my childhood, I slept on the couch. I didn't have my own room. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I had a lot of discipline and structure in my household, and my mom made sure that we was fed and that we had what we needed. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and I of course I had a little game system and and men and toys and stuff like that to play with as a kid and everything. But I wasn't I wasn't a child that was hard to satisfy. You know what I'm saying? And I grew up in a different era anyway. You know, um, but my neighborhood was tough. I had to learn how to protect myself. I was, carrying weapons. I was carrying weapons, hell, when I was around 10 years old. You know what I'm saying? My son is he growing up. He's being raised right now way different than I did. You know, he doesn't have to worry about the things that I had to worry about growing up. But at the same time, he's not right now. He doesn't have that same structure that I had growing up. My mom didn't play. So it wasn't a factor of me being, having everything handed to me because it wasn't exactly like that. And I didn't know that. I thought I had it good, to be honest. And then I would go to college and I meet all these kids and what I'm saying, all these other kids and seeing what they had, what their parents had done for them. I was like, well, shit. You know, I am from the hood. Like, it was a reality check, really, when you get to thinking about it. But the good thing is this. It's what made it so nice is that the fact that I was raised and it's not about what you give your children, it's about what you put. It's not about what you give to them, it's about what you put in them. And between my brother, my mom, and my grandma, I didn't even realize that I had it that bad. So in actuality, it really wasn't that bad. I feel like it created a balance for me because you know, I come from a humble background, but at the same time, I know what it's like to appreciate having something. You know what I'm saying? Whether if it's love, you know, structure, making sure you clothed and fed, like just being able to appreciate having the basics. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, people try to have this competition like, oh, I didn't have the opportunity to go to college. Yeah, you probably did. Your ass just didn't fucking go. It's not hard to go to college, and I'm gonna tell you right now, it ain't all what it's cracked up to be. To be honest, now you learn that later on in life, down the road, when you got thousands of dollars of debt racked up because you went to college. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't pay for it out of your own pocket. You know what I'm saying? You had to get loans and stuff like that. So anybody can go to college if your dumbass if your dumbass graduate high school, you can go to college. You know what I'm saying? Shit, hell, I had to go to a college out of state or whatever because of the police in our city because of some shit that happened to us when we was teenagers. My mom was scared for my life. I had a fucking scholarship to go to the community college in Sinclair. I had to leave behind a freaking 2-year scholarship to go to a school and get in debt because of that. So I'm not hearing nobody trying to complain about and compare their struggles with mine. Or you shouldn't either. You shouldn't don't even get into that battle with somebody. You owe them no fucking explanation. You know what I'm saying? Get them people the hell up. Tell them to keep it moving. Get on. So at the end of the day, what it's about is this. It's about being capable. Being capable over an image. See, people take the image of struggle and they glorify it. Oh man, I was in the streets. I was da 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 da. So you automatically think that makes you a tougher, a bigger, badder, tougher man than me, or you know what I'm saying? I'm not a good example because I do come from some very humble backgrounds, but I I got a mix of the both because of my own. I put myself in these situations. You know what I'm saying? I learned how to maneuver and act a certain way to get to certain places and be able to do certain things. That's why I know and can relate to people from all walks of life. Because I did not stay what I came from. I didn't stay in that level. The idea was to get the hell out anyway. I don't need to keep the image. You know what I'm saying? Forget the image. It's about being capable. So my question is this: just because you decide that you wanna act like some buffoon, sag your pants, smoke fucking weed all the damn time, and whatever else, and because you didn't go to college or whatnot, you think you a tougher, bigger, bad man than me. You most likely wrong about that because I know people who come from really good backgrounds and had the opportunity to train themselves, whether it be train their hands physically in a martial art and going to the gun range and practicing shooting and going hunting and stuff like that. You don't know what these people are doing. You don't know what another person knows. There's kids that live in the suburbs that don't really, you know, see a bunch of conflict and put up and go through a lot of crap. But in a one-on-one fist fight, they will dust your cookies because they train to. They do the shit every day. They spar every day. They train every day. So hand to hand on some stuff, they will dust your cookies. One on one. You think that you've been being out here and had yourself several, little fights with people, other motherfuckers who don't really know how to fight and stuff like that, make you bad when you come up against someone who's actually trained. So it's about being capable. It ain't about some bullshit ass image. Trust me, I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to save you. Now, to the final part. Bonds that hinder. Bonds that hinder your foundation. Bonds that hinder your forward progress. They must be cut and not made again. Like I said in Omega, you gotta have your own self-sufficient, forward progressing foundation. Period. Um, if you don't, then that is a recipe for manipulation. So make sure that you don't be having no bonds that hinder. Um, part 3's coming soon.